Hi and welcome back. Today I want to talk about starting a business. Now I'm not going to give like specifics like do this step, do that step, do this step. I just want to talk about the concept of starting a business specifically for therapists. So I'm an LCSW, there's LMFTs, I think LPCCs. Regardless of what you are, I want to talk about starting a business, and actually even if you're not getting into the therapist position, this could be helpful because it's the concept of it. So I got my license. Before I got my license, I was always like, I want to have my own private practice. I want to start my own business. I want to do this. I want to do that, blah, blah, blah. And then I get my license and I don't start my own business. And, I get in my head, okay, maybe I should take some more time after my license to get things settled. Or what about this? What about that? What if I make mistakes? Well, I don't know how to do the taxes for it. Well, how do I know how to get signed up for the business? Do I need an LLC or do I need this or do I need that? And like before I know it, I'm talking myself out of something that I genuinely want.
Why did I do that?
There are so many therapists who have their own private practice. If they can figure it out, I can figure it out. Why do I tell myself I can't? And so if you're in a position where you really want something for yourself, you want to start a business, you want your own private practice for being a therapist, pay attention to the thoughts that you're having in your mind, because the thoughts that we have in our mind dictate how we operate in the world. It dictates how we behave, the things that we do. So if I tell myself,
well, you don't know how to do taxes and you don't this and you don't that and you don't even have that much experience. You've only been an associate for the past 4 years. Why are you trying to do this now? Blah, blah. I don't even know if I was an associate for 4 years, so don't quote me on that.
But point is, if you're talking to yourself like that, you're not going to take that next step because you're going to be saying, well, obviously I don't deserve this. I mean, that's what the underlying thing is that you're saying. I don't deserve this. This isn't for me, or I don't bring enough value to the table, or I can't figure it out. That's really what you're saying. So if you're telling yourself those things, obviously you're not going to go for it because you've already defeated yourself. It's really important to pay attention to the thoughts that you're having in your mind because they're powerful. They're probably much more powerful than anything that's going out here in the real world. The things that you're saying inside of your mind create the world that you have around you. So I needed to start telling myself, okay, there are a lot of people who have a business and they figure it out. So can I. Or I don't know how to do taxes. That's why there's accountants and people that can help you. I don't know what it's like to run my own business. Maybe I should reach out to some of my friends that do it and ask them for help. Nothing wrong with asking for help. And I'll be honest, some people were more giving than others. Like some people would just answer a question like, oh yeah, you can look it up at this website and send the website. And some people were like, no, like here's the information, here are some tips, here's this, here's that. If somebody is discouraging towards you or you don't really get the response that you want or that you're expecting, that's okay. Just go ask somebody else. Because at the end of the day, it's your business that you're trying to start and you have to continue to go for it. Because sometimes people don't know how to be happy for you. Sometimes they're just busy in their own life and they don't have the time to sit down and help because they have a lot of things going on. Regardless, it doesn't matter. You're going to figure it out. I went on YouTube. I'll have to see if I can I don't know if I'm going to be able to find this, so don't hate me if I don't, but I have to there was a woman who had a video about starting her own business and she had the links right in her description of where to go to get your business license, where to go to do this, that. And so I just used the links and I read the stuff and you're gonna make mistakes along the way, but that's okay because when you make a mistake, you figure it out and you correct it. So I hope that if you're in a position where you're trying to start things for yourself, it sounds so cliche, but have faith in yourself to be able to do this. Personally, I'm a religious person, so also for me, it was about praying like, God, please help me and lead me in the direction that I need to be led. Please bring me to the people that are going to be able to help me and guide me. Just open my eyes to certain things. Like there was a lot of things that I prayed about. If it's not my time, let it be during your will. If it's not supposed to happen right now, that's okay. But if it is, like I want to go for this, blah, 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 right? I don't want to tell somebody how to pray, or I'm not telling you that you have to pray. Besides that, getting into the logistics of it, you have to look up what it's like in your state, which is part of the reason why I don't want to do a step-by-step because, for example, what I found out is I know some people who have licenses outside of California because I'm not from California, but I live here now. A lot of places, if you're a therapist and you want your own private practice, you can have an LLC. Well, in California, what I found out is that you can't have an LLC. You either are a sole proprietor or an S Corp. And the S Corp, there's a lot more involved, but if you're gonna make a certain amount of money or more, I think you have to have it. You have to pay attention to your state, because depending on the state that you're in, you might become an LLC, you might become a sole proprietor, you might become different things, and there's a lot of things that go into that. So I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do, but besides, just make sure that you're paying attention to your own state and what they require. The other thing is, I personally use my own name. Some people have said you shouldn't use your own name because if you ever grow and expand, you want to be able to just have like a name in general. So like maybe you end up putting out products, or maybe you end up hiring more people to work at your private practice. Like, you should start off with a name. I didn't do that. I don't know if it was the wrong call, but you want to pay attention to, do you want to have like a certain name for it, or do you just want to use your own first and last name? It's not very complicated. It's just things that you should look into and think about before you decide to make that. Because for me, I'm just doing this private practice like on the side. It's not anything major. I used my name. It was simple and easy. But you know, if you have goals and dreams for yourself, that let's say you have a goal within 5 years, you want your private practice to become a group practice, you want to put product, like different things, then you might want to take a different path. There is no right or wrong. I mean, as long as you're following the law, there's no right or wrong in terms of how you want to name it, or how you want to go about doing things, or how many people you want to schedule. All of that is personal to you, but just make sure you do your research. Now, some of the things that I know you need for sure is I had to figure out how to get my own liability insurance or malpractice insurance. It's really not that difficult. It sounds intimidating. It's really not that difficult. So all I did was I asked a couple of my friends, like, oh, who do you have insurance with? And then I also did some of my own Google searches and reviews on different things, and then I just picked one. It wasn't that hard, it wasn't that difficult. So if you're feeling like, oh no, that sounds really intimidating, now I have to have my own malpractice insurance and all of this stuff, it's not that bad. A lot of them, they have a phone number right on their website. It'll say call if you have questions, so you can call and ask them whatever type of questions that you want. Okay, what else was I worried about? The insurance, the like LLC or sole proprietorship, and I think getting clients. I was nervous about getting clients, but that comes in time. So odds are you're not going to start today and then have a full caseload. I mean, that's just not how it works. It takes time to build up clients. Maybe I could see that working if you have already kind of been working on it, and maybe you have some people in the past that have wanted to work with you, but even that I don't see. So you have to be realistic with your clients, or the clients that you're going to get. There's a lot of ways to advertise yourself. You have to make decisions about if you want to be paneled with insurance or just no insurance at all, which would leave you with self-pay. There are pros and cons to that. I'm not going to get into it fully because, again, different states are different and different requirements, but you're going to want to look into if you want to accept insurance or not. Besides that, I don't want to make this super long or daunting or overwhelming. The main thing I'm trying to get to you is believe in yourself, go for it. You're gonna figure it out. There's so much information out there and resources that you're gonna figure it out. It might take a while, it might take a long while, and you might make a bunch of mistakes on the way, but that's okay. You're gonna figure it out. So please, if you want to start a business for yourself, if you feel like it's your time, go for it, learn about it, ask questions here. If I don't have the answers, maybe other people that watch the video will have answers. And if you don't have any questions, maybe just leave encouraging messages for people, because we all want to be lifted up. I think that's it. I'm done rambling. I hope you have a great day or night, depending on when you're watching this, and I'll talk with you soon.